chosen one. This is not an ordinary moment passing across your life like every other hour you have survived. This is a marked window. These next 48 hours carry a weight in the spirit that your natural eyes may not fully understand yet. But your soul already feels it. That strange pressure, that holy restlessness, that sense that something is shifting around you is not your imagination. Heaven is drawing your attention because your next move matters. You are standing in a narrow passage between what tried to bury you and what God is preparing to awaken through you. Do not treat this lightly. Do not speak carelessly. Do not move in panic. And above all, do not ignore the stirring that has been growing inside you, because this is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. You have been through enough battles to know when the atmosphere changes. You have felt delay before. You have felt resistance before. But this is different. This is the kind of spiritual tension that comes when your obedience is about to unlock something the enemy hoped would stay sealed. The reason the pressure feels heavier is because what rests on these hours is not small. There are answers near you. There is clarity near you. There is protection near you. There is also a test near you. The test is not whether you are strong enough by yourself. The test is whether you will stay aligned when heaven tells you to be still, to pray, to withdraw, to speak, or to let go. That is why you must be spiritually armed, not fearful, not frantic, armed, alert in spirits, clean in motive, guarded in speech, steady in faith. You do not enter these next hours casually, because some doors open only when discernment is awake. Some traps are avoided only when pride is silent. Some assignments begin when you stop asking everyone else for confirmation and start recognizing the voice of God that has already been speaking to you in private. The enemy wants distraction, haste, offense, and emotional exhaustion to cloud your judgment. But the Lord is calling you higher. He is calling you to watch and listen. It is written in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So you do not enter this prophetic stretch trembling like someone abandoned. You enter it as one who has been prepared. Power is in you. Love is in you. A sound mind is in you. That means confusion does not own you. Fear does not name you. Impulse does not lead you. You are being asked to stand still long enough to discern what heaven is emphasizing before these 48 hours pass. What you honor in this window can shape what follows. If this word is confirming what your spirit has already been sensing, like this message, share it with someone who needs discernment. Subscribe for more prophetic encouragement, and comment 48 below. And that is why the resistance around you has not been random. What is pressing against you in this hour is reacting to what is waking up within you. There are battles that come because of poor choices, and there are battles that come because your spirit is moving closer to divine alignment. This is the second kind. The tension has increased because darkness can sense when a chosen vessel is becoming harder to manipulate. The confusion, the sudden heaviness, the strange interruptions, the emotional pulls, the temptation to overreact, the urge to return to old patterns just to feel temporary relief. These things are not harmless. They are part of an unseen battle trying to weaken your focus before your next step becomes clear. You have noticed how distractions have become louder at the exact moment your discernment has become sharper. You have seen how certain people act differently when you become more disciplined, more prayerful, more guarded with your energy. This is because spiritual warfare does not always arrive looking dramatic. Sometimes it appears as weariness. Sometimes it hides inside offense. Sometimes it comes dressed as urgency, trying to force you into rushed decisions that heaven never instructed you to make. The enemy does not always need to destroy you openly if he can simply exhaust you enough to make you careless. That is why these next hours require watchfulness. Not suspicion toward everything, but awareness. Not panic, but precision. You are being called to recognize that not every voice deserves access to your peace. Not every open door was sent by God. Not every delay is rejection. Some delays are protection. Some silences are preparation. Some closed doors are acts of mercy because the Lord sees what you cannot yet see. Your strength in this hour is not proven by noise. It is proven by restraint. It is proven by your ability to stay anchored while spiritual currents shift around you. You do not need to match chaos with chaos. You do not need to answer every provocation. You do not need to explain yourself to every misunderstanding. There is power in holy stillness when God is sharpening your perception. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 26, verse 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. This word cuts deeply because it exposes the real battle. Your spirit is willing. Deep down, you want to obey. Deep down, you know you were not called to drift backward into compromise. But the flesh grows tired, and tiredness can make a person vulnerable to choices they would normally resist. So heaven is warning you now. Stay awake in spirit. Pray before you speak. Pause before you move. The battle is real, but so is the grace that is covering you while you remain alert. Now the conflict becomes more personal, because the next 48 hours are not only exposing what is happening around you, they are revealing what must be strengthened within you. A prophetic moment is never sustained by emotion alone. It must be carried by readiness. This is where many people lose ground. They sense that God is moving. They feel the urgency in their spirit. They recognize that something weighty is near, but they do not prepare themselves for the counterattack that always rises when destiny gets closer. You are not being warned so that you will become afraid. You are being warned so that you will become equipped. There is a decision before you now, and it is deeper than whether you will move or wait. The real question is whether you will remain spiritually uncovered while entering a serious hour, or whether you will finally clothe your mind, guard your heart, and stand in the authority God has already made available to you. The enemy studies moments like this. He looks for openings in your fatigue, your frustration, your loneliness, your wounded pride, your unhealed memories. He does not need your full collapse to slow you down. He only needs one unguarded entrance, one rash reaction, one agreement with fear, one indulgence in confusion, one step taken without prayer. That is why this hour is calling you into holy discipline. The Apostle Paul wrote in the letter to the Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 11. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. This is not poetic language meant to inspire you for a moment and then fade. It is a command. Put on the whole armor, not part of it. Not the pieces that feel comfortable. Not the appearance of faith without the practice of vigilance. The whole armor means you stop entering battles casually. You stop treating prayer like an afterthought. You stop speaking as though words carry no spiritual weight. You stop letting every mood become your master. You remember that discernment must be protected, peace must be guarded, and obedience must be immediate when heaven is making a demand on your attention. So stand dressed for the hour that has found you. Let truth hold your thoughts together. Let righteousness keep your motives clean. Let faith rise higher than the threats pressing against your mind. You are not fragile in this moment unless you choose to remain uncovered. God has already provided what you need to endure this pressure without surrendering your ground. Comment fully armed below as your declaration that you will not enter this prophetic window half prepared, but with your spirit aligned and your heart submitted. And if this message is feeding your faith in a meaningful way, your donation helps carry this work forward so more people can receive timely encouragement when they are standing in decisive spiritual battles. And once that armor is in place, you begin to understand a truth many never learn. Until after unnecessary losses, heaven's protection is not something you casually assume while ignoring instruction. Protection is not permission to drift. Covering is not an excuse for carelessness. In a prophetic window like this, divine protection often moves alongside divine direction. God shields, but He also warns. He guards, but He also tells you where not to stand, what not to touch, what not to reopen, and which voices must no longer shape your emotions. That is why these next hours require more than belief. They require response. Some of the protection being released over your life will not look dramatic at first. It may look like a sudden loss of interest in something that once pulled on you strongly. It may look like discomfort around a person you used to trust too easily. It may look like a delay that frustrates your flesh but saves your future. It may look like silence in a place where you expected quick answers. It may even look like exposure, where hidden motives, hidden agendas, or hidden weaknesses begin to surface. Do not resent that process. Exposure under the hand of God is mercy. What is being revealed now is being revealed so it will not sabotage you later. This is why obedience in this hour must be immediate. When the Spirit tells you to step back, step back. When the Spirit tells you to pray, pray. When the Spirit tells you to stop entertaining a pattern that drains your peace, stop. Protection is often waiting on the other side of a simple act of surrender. Many want the security of God without the discipline of listening, but chosen ones are not called to move that way. You are being trained to recognize that every instruction from heaven carries preservation inside it. Even the commands that feel inconvenient are often carrying rescue. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Chapter 32. Verse 8, I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. That is the kind of protection surrounding you now. Not distant care, not vague sympathy, personal guidance. The Lord is not leaving you to guess your way through these 48 hours. He is watching closely. He is instructing intentionally. He is guiding with precision. If you stay yielded, you will notice that the path becomes clearer step by step, not always all at once, but enough for obedience, enough for safety, enough for peace, enough to keep you from entering traps disguised as opportunities. So do not force what God is slowing down. Do not chase what God is removing from your reach. Do not grieve over every closed door as though loss is the only explanation. Some doors close because protection has already arrived before danger became visible. Some doors remain shut because your assignment cannot flourish in compromised environments. This is why calm obedience matters now. You are not abandoned in this hour. You are being led with exactness, watched with care, and covered with a wisdom far greater than your own understanding. And this is where everything gathers into one final truth. These next 48 hours are not only a warning season, they are a weighing season. What you do in this narrow span of time will reveal what has truly been built inside you. Pressure always uncovers reality. When heaven draws near with instruction, the heart is exposed. When a prophetic moment arrives, hidden loyalties are tested. This is why this closing stretch matters so much. You are not simply being observed by circumstances, you are being measured by your response to divine weight. Will you stay guarded, or will you drift? Will you honor the warning? Or will you treat it as another passing feeling? Will you rise into alignment? Or will you let hesitation steal what could have become a crowning moment? The crown in this hour is not about public applause. It is not about being seen by people, celebrated by crowds, or admired for spiritual language. The crown is the reward of obedience. It is the strength that comes when you endure the test without surrendering your position. It is the authority that settles on a life that has passed through pressure and remained faithful. But there is also another possibility in moments like this, and you must face it honestly. Delay has a cost. Casualness has a cost. Repeated disobedience has a cost. When God marks a moment and a person keeps reaching for distraction, the loss is not always immediate, but it becomes real. Opportunities move, windows close. Sensitivity dulls, peace weakens. That is why this message has pursued you so directly. Heaven is not trying to frighten you. Heaven is trying to keep you from wasting a sacred opening. The Spirit spoke through the Apostle John in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 11. Behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. That is the charge over your life right now. Hold fast. Hold fast to what God showed you in private. Hold fast to the discipline He has been building in you. Hold fast to the truth that kept you standing when previous storms tried to bend your soul. Do not hand over your peace to panic. Do not hand over your discernment to noise. Do not hand over your crown to carelessness. This is your hour to remain steady, armed, alert, and clean before the Lord. So step through these next hours with reverence. Let your words be measured. Let your spirit stay awake. Let your decisions carry the mark of prayer. And when this window closes, let it close with the witness that you did not shrink back when heaven called you higher. Comment 91 below as your sign that you are holding your ground in faith and refusing to let this prophetic hour pass without obedience. As this message settles into your spirit, do not let it fade like dew before sunrise. If it has touched something deep within you, let your light rest on it like a seal pressed into warm wax. A quiet sign that this word found living ground in your heart. If you know another soul walking through a dim valley, let your share become a lantern set gently in their path, so they do not stumble alone in the dark. Leave a comment as a stone of remembrance by the riverbank, a small witness that heaven met you here. Subscribe as one who keeps the gate of expectation open, ready for the next breath of divine instruction. And if your spirit is moved to donate, let it be like pouring oil into a lamp that must keep burning through the night, so this light may still reach weary hearts waiting for dawn.